but they handed out some suspensions.
One suspension.
One suspension.
Some suspensions, yes. One suspension. And what did they say? What was, because I saw something.
A letter.
They talked.
Yeah,
a letter. It
I'm
was
talking
a
about
warning.
something
A
else.
warning.
Yeah, they warned him and gave him a letter. So, like, don't do that again, all right? And
Yeah.
then, so
And
I
he
just
gonna
wanted
do it again.
exactly. First off, I made a video about it. Y'all can watch that. That's my response on it. I want to ask all y'all perspective. I'm gonna start with you, D3. How did you feel about that personally? How do you feel about it?
And I think everybody speak on this, especially when us being from the inner city. Us being from the inner city, and we look at things like this. If this was us, we would have been thugs. We would have been on Fox 9 News. We would have been headlines. It would have been a whole different situation with this whole situation. Last year, Johnson and Como had a small altercation, and a couple of the coaches actually touched up on it on Facebook, and it ended up with kids being suspended just for even leaving the bench. Mm-hmm. It was a small little altercation, but it wasn't nothing where it was like a brawl or anything like that. It was very small, little tussle, things like that. But the
Was
biggest
the trash
thing
can thrown?
No.
Okay.
No.
And the
sad part about it
I
is
just want to make sure.
the coaches weren't even involved. The coaches are actually close. Colin Moore and Darnell Gibson.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is not only that had happened, that the kids got suspended, the coaches, they're like family, you know. They end up taking a picture the next day showing like this wasn't what y'all trying to make it out to be. On St. Paul Public, SPPS.com. So they took a picture with the two teams, basically saying like this is how we handle it. We young black man, we gonna handle it this situation. But to not crucify that situation that happened at Wayzata,
It's crazy.
and Hopkins is crazy.
It's like a blatant double standard, like right in your face. Like,
On the biggest level.
on the biggest level, because we know for sure it would have been way bigger. That video of the dude throwing the trash, I don't know if that was a fan. I'm assuming it was a
Man,
fan.
I heard it was a player, but this is just heard.
I heard that, but I think it was a fan for the most
Yeah.
part. I asked more people and from who was there. They could be lying. We don't know. We just reporting what we heard.
We knew it was a trash can
It was a
thrown.
trash can thrown at Wayzata while they was walking to the bench.
Right.
So, I mean, I know a lot of people were talking about the coach cussing at kids. I mean, like, we human at the end of the day. Somebody throws a trash can at you, you're going to react.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the whole situation too, LD?
I think both coaches, for one, they got a higher pedigree than that, respectfully. So I think both coaches' pedigree, for one, you're both recent champions. Novak, you've been winning. You've been there before. And then the coach from Wayzata, you've won recently, like 3 of the last 5 years. So knowing that, I think both of you should have handled the situation better at the end of the game. Seeing that the temperatures were high, seeing that, players were screaming at each other. I mean, it's a high-intensity game. You got to love it for basketball, but both coaches should have just settled them down. Everybody, hey, calm down. Should have let it be known right away. Like, all you need to say is good games. Good games only, good games only. I think that should have happened. I did see a little bit of extras, but at the end of the day, like I said, I think it's on both teams. You know what I'm saying? The extras is on both teams. For one, got to be able to hold your composure a little bit better. If you're Hopkins in that situation, let's just keep it real. You got to be more humble. Wayzata's had your number the past few years. They're pretty much the reason why your tandem hasn't been able to make it to state. And, you finally got that win. So, I don't know what the jaw jacking's like out there. So, I don't know if Wayzata been, tormenting them or whatever, saying whatever they've been saying. But at the end of the day, when you winning, you get to say whatever. So, I think if you're Hopkins in that situation, you had just lost to them earlier in the year.
Just lost, yeah.
You got to be humble more in that situation. I don't fault you, though, for turning up. But I'm just saying both coaches should have just settled the teams down in that situation, knowing the moment what it was. And then, because once the coaches is yelling at each other now, the kids ain't. Everything is out the window. The
Like,
kids,
oh, word, it's up.
The kids think,
It's up.
the kids think it's just time
It's like
now.
a parent that's arguing.
Yeah.
Two adults arguing their kid with them. The kid gonna get riled up too. They might
Might want to fight the other kid.
They might even let him cuss. Like,
You
oh
see,
yeah.
when you hear your coach cussing out
Yeah,
another coach,
yeah.
you're like, oh, well, we own that type of time now. Not even thinking like your whole season can go down this probably be your best chance if you're Hopkins. This might be your best year to make it to state with that tandem with Anthony and Jaden. So
it's Anthony's last year. So
this is last year. So hey, just gotta be more smarter. Both teams just be more smarter in the situation.
How you feel about that?
Man, I'm gonna say this. I'm a football guy. I done been in my share of fights.
Yeah.
Down in Florida, FAMU High versus Jefferson County, all out brawl. I mean, we got jumped by the chain crew because when you go visit the home team supplies the chain
like
gang.
21 of y'all.
Man, look, yeah, and they was a smaller school too because you play schools your size. We was Class A, but I've been in brawls. I've been in brawls at the youth level. I mean, one night it went down Jimmy Lee versus Palace. Out there banging. Football's a little bit different. You're not in a confined space. You're not in a gym. So you don't feel the pressure of everybody up on you, but football can also be more dangerous because people have access to vehicles and going into the parking lot, right? Yeah. But even myself, man, when I lost the state championship my senior year, there's a picture of me. I'm gonna share it with you. It's me versus the world. It's me versus the world. They was gonna have to drag me off that field when I lost to Eden Prairie. I wasn't shaking no hands. I ran out there to fight, and I forgot why. I don't even remember.
You thought they was tormenting Joe.
Man, look, there's a photo of me and the whole Eden Prairie in my face, and I'm standing there with my fist balled up like, what's up? Like, I'm going to die today, but oh well. Like,
I see that in the video.
This my last game anyway.
It's on the video on YouTube. I seen it.
Oh, you actually seen this? Okay,
I was at the game anyway, but I seen it.
Crazy thing was, I looked back and none of my homies was with me. They all went to the sideline.
They all booing.
Brian White, where was you, bro?
Hey, they all booing. We all out there
Marcus
shirt
Freeman, where was you, bro?
He out there. He didn't came out his jersey.
He was hot.
Leo out there hot like, man.
But
man, I'm ready to fight. Man. I'm like, this is
Eden
crazy.
Prairie be having like 150 guys on the football roster,
and they all wrestle.
Insane.
So
and
stop it.
And they all lift weights.
Yeah, so stop
it. No chance.
But I say that because I understand like passion.
Yeah.
And so my position on it is I don't even like shaking hands after a game because I feel like it opens up the opportunity for some stuff to jump off. I always tell my kids in football, when we get in line, you strap up your helmet. Don't ever walk through a handshake line with no helmet on. And when they ask me why, I say, would I send you to war without a gun? Would you go into war, go across seas and go with no bulletproof vest? So why are we going to go out here after we either done whooped on them or they whooped on us? Somebody's in their feelings because the first thing that can happen, crack, somebody get hit in the head with a helmet. And now we out here banging. So at least protect yourself when you walk out there. So honestly, I would rather teams shook hands before. And then after, like in the pros, let it be optional. When the buzzer goes off, if you want to walk out there and find your bro from youth ball, hey, man, good game. That's my cousin. Hug and then go back to your teams. But that whole organized line of forcing sportsmanship and you over there crying and you got snot bubbles coming out your nose and your senior year is done and you got your jersey over your face and your hand hanging. Like, I would just say shake hands before and afterwards. If you want to shake, cool. If not, let's go. I didn't have a problem with the coach saying, let's get to the locker room. But I get that sportsmanship culture is an expectation. But I had a situation this year with my youth team. We played it was a dirty game. Real dirty game. I was getting cussed out by the fans and everything, and we was whooping them. We won like 60-0. I didn't go shake hands afterwards because I didn't want there to be a fight.
Felt the intensity.
I felt the tension. I was like, and I told parents, this is not about poor sportsmanship. I'm not being a poor sport. Right now, I got to keep everybody safe. So thank y'all. Good game.
All y'all games, guys.
Y'all go to the parking lot. We gonna go out this way. Y'all go out that way. And I just told my kids, like, it ain't about being poor sports. I'm not even mad at them for playing how they played. They gotta play dirty. They gotta try something to win. Yeah. But why go out here so somebody can get called a name or you know what I'm saying? So I was okay with that. The fans was the problem. They got to keep their student section under control. But you're right though. Like once the leader turns up,
that's what I was. And then I was.
We all turning up.
Do you think the fans would react like that if they didn't see him?
No.
Like that's why my main thing. I'm like, they're kids. Everybody's rowdy.
They like
we like sports. They like what? And then of course, like shout out to Jaden Moore. I saw Jaden Moore while all that was happening walked up to.
One of them students.
I believe it was the point guard. He walked right up to him and go, good game. I apologize. You like I saw that, so I even wanted to highlight that because it just shows you, like you said, poor leadership. You see that because I looked at the video. There was security over there. Yeah. If it's not police over there, and I don't even know how much of a chance they had with that stampede of a crowd. Like when they're hyped like that, it was like at least 70 kids. It looked like.
Only thing you'll be doing, you'll be going through security cameras trying to identify people. You're not stopping them in that moment.
You're not stopping them in that moment.
You're not stopping them in that moment.
Definitely, I do agree though. Like that. You throwing trash cans. You trying to harm players. You should know before you even come to the game. That's a no. Yeah. But.
And we had that
starts with
situation.
leadership.
Wasn't there a situation in Fridley or something? Kid got hit with a pipe.
No, that was Cooper.
I
believe it was Cooper that came into the game.
That's what I'm saying.
And a brawl happened at De La Salle.
Yeah.
All these places were highlighted. They even highlighted.
And these are high quality.
De La Salle's a private school. That's a private Catholic school. So they get highlighted.
But in my day, my homies tore up Arlington, now Washington, at the Jamboree. We used to have a Jamboree every year. It would be like St. Thomas, Highland, Creed. And there'll be a mix of schools. And man, the hood went crazy in there. Garbage cans got thrown. A couple people got knocked out. It was in the newspaper. So this ain't nothing new.
No.
This ain't nothing new.
I guarantee we faced some real repercussions over that though.
But that brings to the
Central girls versus Cretan girls. That game was televised on SPNN.
Yeah, SPNN.
Couple of the homies got knocked from the top of the bleachers and fell all the way down to the gym.
But that brings
y'all remember
to the conversation. that brings to the conversation that we had. Put it like this: if this is a Johnson Central game, I'm guaranteed there's police in front of the crowd with tasers, mace, maybe guns.
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang, and not even just say Johnson Central, just any inner city game.
Johnson Central.
For sure.
There's a game that's going to bust up. Johnson Harden, probably.
Even now, though, I've been at a couple of the Johnson Harden games. It was more so peaceful in there. The Johnson Central games, ones that y'all were part of, that I was part of.
But there's
different people in the crowd that really don't like each other. That's why.
But it's different hoods.
But I'm saying though,
that's just the East Side.
That's what I'm saying. Johnson Central specifically is.
But my thing
that's the one where it's like,
Yeah, but just to go to the point of there was no I guess there was security, but there was no crowd control.
There was police.
There was no crowd.
There was no crowd control. There's no crowd control.
Yeah.
And then, to even piggyback kind of on what you said, I think the coach felt the tension. And it's funny. Like I said, I think
I'm doing the voiceover now. I'm doing the voiceover.
I'm devil advocate today. I think the coach felt the tension where he let's just get up out of here. But then again, you let these no crowd control. You let these kids, and I've seen a lot of them. This is the new thing when you go over your head and it's like a taunt.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of them doing that. I think they'll do that. Y'all can never do that in the inner city.
Yeah,
you
get hit.
No, running up on a crowd.
You can't even run up. You're not even running up on a crowd. You're not doing that.
And to your point, you said the coach felt the tension. Sometimes, as adults, we got to monitor ourselves, right? Yes. So when I had this problem with this team, I knew I wasn't safe. Right? I had to be like, am I okay? Am I going to manage this handshake well? Am I going to be able to shake these kids' hands, then get to the head coach at the end and tell him good game when I don't feel like it was a good game, when I don't feel like he was controlling his team, when I do feel like he was allowing his players to intentionally harm my kids? I want to hit you. But so the best thing for me to do is I'm going to go to this locker room because I don't need me and you to have a situation because I'm telling you right now, my boy's going to ride with me. Right. And now it's going to be a problem for everybody.
I agree with
that. Let's just go.
I agree with that for sure because y'all playing football. Y'all already out there whacking each other literally intentionally. I'm trying to harm you already. So if you already doing something extra on top of that, 1,000%. And then you're dealing with kids. Yeah. Bro, you could have broke this little dude's leg. You could have gave him a concussion. So I get the energy behind that. They playing basketball.
That's true.
And basketball's a physical sport, no doubt. But it's not comparable to
But that football. Environment though,
I don't think so.
That environment was lit.
But that's why I said both coaches should have settled both teams down.
Agreed. You
see right after the buzzer, you see a Hopkins player screaming at a Wayzata kid. you see another Hopkins player almost like screaming at the coach, and then you also see the Hopkins coach like cussing at the Wayzata.
Yeah.
Like,
So all that's going on when you're the coach, you just lost a close game.
Yep.
Tensions is rising. You starting to see the crowd come onto the court. You're just like you're just trying to get out of it. So I understand that, but my thing the bigger thing is you definitely got to crowd control though.
Yeah.
No kids, no students or parents should be able to come onto the court and
that
harass
easy?
some kids
they
after a
walk on
game.
the court. Like
Yeah.
I watched the
Man,
video
they
thousands
was
of times. Like I'm like, cause like I ain't gonna lie, even people that was like, oh, they weren't following them. Even if they would have shook hands, they still would have had to walk past them partially on the court. Like
But that's why I'm waiting.
Yeah, like they dead ass was like already right there. That's why I'm like, you can't even.
Bro.
And you
But
know
it'd be like that. But it'd be like that.
now. They don't
It's
know
like
what
that
they
in the
saying.
pros now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like that in the pros.
They've been
like,
talking about that often. Yeah,
we letting these fans do too much.
heck
you gonna get dropped
We
now.
letting
Like
these fans do too much. Like you too close. Like why are you on the floor? And even at the pro level, even with the celebrities, like get off the floor.
Get off the floor
You
while
know
you
we
this
got
close.
we got a lot of fans, whether it's kids or adults, parents. They feel like they a part of the game. Like your only part of the game is to cheer or boo. You could do both, but all
it's
that
how you
extra.
do it. It's
but
all
all-
like, man.
No,
I mean,
ain't no limits to booing.
if you disagree with a call or
What's
whatever,
booing?
you
like,
can
because like say I'm born like, oh, that's a bad shot, just but it's like difference between that and you like
telling a kid they suck.
yeah,
Or like some
I
of these
do that.
suburban schools throwing banana peels out on the floor at a
Yeah,
black
stuff
player.
like
Like
that is out of
things have
pocket.
happened.
Yeah,
when you
that's
like
like-
physically, it's kind of like what we talked about
With Brandon Bradley Bill.
not even no
Yeah.
he has to get that
Yeah.
he has to get that. I told you
yeah.
stop bringing your wife to the game if you can't handle that environment. That's different.
Daniel Oturu, when he was at Cretan, he had to deal with it.
Oh,
He was getting monkey sounds when he was shooting free throws.
What? That's wild.
That's
Yep.
wild.
Yeah.
I'm
Or kids painting their face black and like what you painting your face black for?
I think everything like everybody kind of said is kind of the main point. Like it really started with the leaders as the coaches. But like you did say, like that was the main thing I said in the joint. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what type of security y'all got.
Crowd control.
If that's the only fans, because that looked like that was all students over there.
Yep, under the hoop.
Like all students.
And a
not
lot
mixture,
of
it was
the
all
suburban
students.
schools is going with that format where they having the student sections
pretty
under
cold,
the
I ain't gonna lie.
baskets.
It's
I ain't
because
gonna lie, it's
the
lit.
distractions of the free throws.
Yep.
So
yep.
it's
It's
more
lit.
for like the distractions and
Play that Bloomington Jefferson AU tournaments. I used to be exhausted with that. But yeah, since that was perfect timing. That one's out, so we good. We wrapping this one up. It's been another episode. We definitely gonna be back probably in 2 weeks. We'll see about that. See how things go. But appreciate y'all pulling up, man. We'll be back, man. Appreciate you pulling up, Leo. You're gonna be here again once again. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see how it goes. You got anything closing? We good?
No, we good. Let's go.
All right, man. We out.
Go Rattlers.
Yes, sir.